Did we finally find out who attacked Roman Reigns? Did Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan actually break up? All that and more right here on Unfiltered Wrestling. What's going on, everybody? I'm Jen Unfiltered. This is Unfiltered Wrestling, and this is Smackdown. And let's just get right into the main event, or not actually, it wasn't a match, so the main event promo. And that is Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, Eric Rowan, the whole attacker angle. I don't know exactly what the hell they're thinking or doing here. I really don't. I'm not sure. Like, these aren't cliffhangers. They're not. These are not... They're not leaving us with questions. They're not giving us answers. They're kind of just letting us down every SmackDown with this storyline. Which, they're treating the storyline as if this is the biggest storyline in the company. Which it should be. That's good. But then they're letting us down on the punchline, the finale, every single week. Last week, it was the damn fake old Eric Rowan thing guy, whatever the fuck that guy was. Now it's... Alright, guys. Yeah. It's one of those frustrating WWE-styled angles. Oh, man. Yeah. Roman Reigns is in the ring. He shows a video to Daniel Bryan. Because Daniel Bryan is still sticking to his guns that he and Rowan are innocent. It wasn't them. It was some other bearded bastard that looks similar to Eric Rowan from last week. Roman Reigns shows a pretty goddamn blurry video, surveillance video of the pushing the attack where it pushed over that the camera shit. It actually didn't even hit Roman, but that's not the point. And in the background, you can see a hooded man, a large hooded man with an orange beard. That's all we see. You really can't make out exactly who it is. It's just clearly a large white dude with an orange beard, which would say, okay, maybe Rowan. But also, maybe that old bastard from last week. But yet, when Daniel Bryan sees this, he immediately turns on his friend Rowan and starts like beating him, which doesn't really make any sense. Because it's like that guy easily could have just been the old dude you showed last week and said it was. Just stick to your guns. Just say, oh, okay, oh yeah, that was the old guy. You couldn't tell it was Rowan. You really couldn't. You couldn't. Frankly, it didn't even look that much like Eric Rowan. So, yeah, I don't know. And then Daniel Bryan slaps the shit out of him, says he doesn't deal with liars, makes Rowan just leave his site. Rowan just leaves. Yeah, it was a debacle. It really was. Daniel Bryan then comes to the ring to confront Roman Reigns, and he tries to kind of, I guess, man up to Roman, where he's saying, kind of throwing Roman under the bus and saying how he did it, and I don't deal with liars. I didn't know he had anything to do with it. And as soon as he enters the ring, Roman spears him, which also kind of doesn't make sense. Because if Daniel Bryan actually was beating up his friend and like shitting on Rowan because he thought he did it, why would Rowan be then mad at Daniel Bryan? If it was Rowan, it looked like Daniel had no idea that he was involved. Why would Roman then be mad at Daniel, who kayfabe-wise, didn't look like he knew anything about Rowan. It's just a cluster. It really is. It really is. This was not a difficult story to tell. It really wasn't. And they've just botched it all. I don't know if it was to buy time or if they haven't decided on who they want the attacker to be. Like, all you had to do was just at the beginning. Just don't lead us on, and then it eventually just turns out being Daniel Bryan. That's all you needed to do. Instead, we're down a wild goose chase with no real suspects. No real ones. We know Rowan didn't actually do it. No. Well, you gonna see a Roman Reigns blood feud? Hell no. No one's watching that. And we know it's not gonna be that old douche from last week. The Eric Rowan lookalike. He's not a competitor. That's not even a suspect. I don't know why they wasted our time with that. At least make it be Luke Harper. Give Luke Harper something to do for a week. You're paying the man. I know he wants to get released, but if you're going to keep paying him, why not at least have him on TV? Play a part of a story. Something. I don't know. But yeah, not a great angle. A terrible finish to the show. I don't know who the hell's idea. The Roman Reigns attack angle was smart. And having Daniel Bryan be the one who did it was also smart. That's a good idea. That's a good feud to have. But, man, are they blowing the build. They're blowing it hard. Like, the crowd is like, what? Every SmackDown, the crowd at the end of the show is like, what? And I'm sitting there at home like, what? And not in a good, like, oh, can't wait till next week. No, it's a, what the fuck are you guys doing? Again. Hey. They have a couple weeks left to salvage it. Hopefully they can. Man, hopefully they can. But anyway, let's get to the actual show. Man, Kofi Orton, they had a promo to kick it off. Actually, the show started with another video package. I'm tired of these video packages recapping last week's episode. We really don't need those. They don't really help. Like, they don't. This isn't a soap opera. I mean, it's kind of a soap opera, but it really they don't do a good job telling the story in, like, with excitement to lead me into this show. It really doesn't. Yeah, I'm trying to stay positive. I don't want to be a negative person on the show. I'm giving it a chance. But yeah, Kofi and Orton. Kofi has a pretty bland babyface promo. It's standard, and he does the thing where you look into the camera and say how he'll do anything for his family. It's like, God damn it, just come on, man. Do we have to be so cookie cutter with our baby faces, our champions? That's what hurt Kevin Owens, talking about his family so much. That's hurting Kofi Kingston. It hurt Seth Rollins when they were putting him with Becky Lynch and making that like putting their real relationship on cam. Guys, can we just let them kind of seem cool? Can we do that? Can we just do that? Guess not. But Kofi did that. Orton then popped up on the Titantron and he brings out a letter. And it's from Kofi's biggest fan. It's some kid who says Kofi's his hero and how he looks up to him, and it turns out it's Kofi's son. I believe the name is Kai. Kofi's son, Kai. And Orton then kind of crumples it and threatens Kofi by saying he could just go to the hotel room and see Kai. And as much as I do like the idea that they're hyping up the rivalry here, I do. I like it getting more personal. Orton is good at this. Like, this is where heel Orton is at his best. He's in his bag when it comes to vicious, family, blood, punting people in the head, punting John Cena's dad in the head, punting Steph in the head. That's where Orton belongs as a heel. But it was just so eerily similar to last year's AJ Styles Samoa Joe feud. That's all I'm saying. Is Samoa Joe cut a goddamn near identical promo with a letter from AJ's family, and then the next week he was hyping up he's gonna see his family. And I think the next week he was outside their house. It's just eerily similar. And then Kofi, after Orton says that, Kofi goes in the back and he actually kind of beats the shit out of Orton, which that actually kind of bothered me, just because Randy Orton versus Kofi Kingston, this whole feud, the big selling point is a decade ago Kofi Kingston was getting pushed and Randy Orton, being Randy, stopped the push, and he really did. Like, but backstage, he halted that push for Kofi Kingston. He didn't like him. He halted it. So they're kind of like rehashing that. But yet, now, Kofi's getting the better of him in a lot of their confrontations, when that shouldn't be. Randy Orton should look kind of like a poor man's Brock Lesnar right now. He should be like a monster, a viper, to where Kofi looks like he is in trouble. Instead, they look kind of equal. Not saying it's a huge problem, so don't get mad at me. I don't think it's a huge problem. It's just not the way I would have booked it. Orton, I think, should look stronger than Kofi, and Kofi should look like the underdog. Instead, they basically look equal. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Next up, they had Mustafa Ali, which I guess is just Ali now, versus Buddy Murphy, King of the Ring tournament, round 1. Great match. It was. I mean, good Lord. When was the last time you saw a bad Buddy Murphy match? I dislike the guy's name. Buddy Murphy sounds cheesy, but good God, can he wrestle? Like, really? Oh, shit. Like, if he wasn't from Australia, if he was from Boston, Washington, Los Angeles, something like that, and didn't have an Australian accent, this guy would be getting pushed to the moon. He's like an Australian Kenny Omega. Like, he sells outstanding. His strikes, the way I don't know, when there's a strike happens, you slap. The sound is so crisp and on point and on time. The guy is good. Like, good Lord, he's good. He's good. And Mustafa Ali, he did what Mustafa Ali does, which is also pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. I'm actually surprised they had Ali win this. Not upset, because this one was kind of like, neither one of you are actually going to win the tournament, so it doesn't matter that much, and they're both faces. But I'm a little surprised, just because Buddy Murphy just a week ago beat Daniel Bryan. So it's kind of odd to then the next week he loses clean to Ali. Just, hey, again, not upset at it. Just thought I just thought it was kind of odd. Weird transition. Then we got Bayley. And look, I don't hate Bayley. I don't. I loved Bayley in NXT. But I called it then. I told everyone when she was in NXT, this gimmick could be a problem on the main roster. It's getting death. It's gotten death for over a year. Like, it's not working. The Bayley thing is kind of dead. It's dead. But she's backstage in the locker room area. Ember Moon comes up to her and just says how the better woman won. But next time we face, I'm going to beat you. It was half-assed. As a promo, it was half-assed. Again, not blaming Bayley or Ember. Just the material was clearly written in about 20 seconds and just handed to them on some notepad. Like, it was the most basic of basic face-to-face promo you could get. It didn't do anything. I think it's time for Ember to probably turn heel. I think it is. The babyface Ember isn't doing it anymore. It's just not. Yeah, I don't see it going anywhere. So, I would turn her heel. That's just me. Yep. But then Lacey Evans comes out. Lacey Evans, where the fuck have you been? I don't know. It's been... I don't know if she had an injury. Maybe she had a minor injury. Maybe. But she was out for... We haven't seen her in like 2 months. Something like that. But yep, she walked in the screen. It was nice seeing her. And she actually is a good heel. Even if you don't like her, she's actually a pretty good heel. She's okay on the mic and she knows her gimmick. She knows the character. And they've protected their finisher. I see bright things in Lacey Evans' future. I really do. But she just basically did a normal heel promo, nothing special to Bayley. They have a match later in the show. We all know, since Bayley's the champion, and her challenger, Charlotte, is already set up for the next pay-per-view, Bayley's win that match. Just saying. That's just how wrestling works. Next up, a very intriguing match. Big E versus Randy Orton. Oh, my bad. I went out of order. My bad. Next up, Miz comes to the ring. Commercial break. Miz as a face, which is still, I know it's been a while. It's been actually months. But I'm still not 100% sold. Or used to. I'll use the word used to. Used to. Miz as a babyface. And he's really good at... He's good at it as a babyface. Better as a heel, but good as a babyface. But here, I'm going to like the match. Miz versus Nakamura. He challenged Nakamura for the IC title at Clash of Champions. We all knew that was coming. That's going to be the match. Sami Zayn comes out. They do a very slight back and forth. Not as good as I'm hoping next week and the weeks leading up to the pay-per-view are going to be. Because Sami Zayn on the mic versus Miz on the mic. That could really get this feud heated up like that. So I'm actually excited for this. Because I really think if they just... I don't even need Nakamura right now. Just Miz in a promo versus Sami. That might ratchet this feud up to number 2, maybe 3 feud in the company. It could. I could just imagine happening very fast with one promo. So hopefully that promo happens next week because this one wasn't it, but it still was interesting. Sami was basically talking shit to Miz, kind of just buying time, distracting him. Nakamura clubs Miz from behind, beats the holy shit out of him. That's about it. It was fun. Kinshasa, Sami, obnoxious as hell too the whole time, loud on the mic, calling play-by-play for every Nakamura move, which it annoyed the hell out of me. But that's what it's supposed to do. So I'm okay with it. Good job, Sami. You made me dislike you. You made me dislike Nakamura. Good job. So, good job. I like it. Nice. And then we get the Bayley versus Lacey Evans match. Standard. It was an okay match. It was a little long, probably, for what it needed to be. It was a little long. Probably like 2-3 minutes longer than it probably should have been. But that's fine. That's okay. They need to showcase the ladies more, especially on the SmackDown side. Man, it's been a while since the SmackDown title mattered. So Bayley and Lacey got a good bit of time. It was an okay match. It got sloppy towards the end, especially when the Bayley to bellies. Even the commentators didn't know what was a Bayley to belly and what was just a normal body slam. Like, they didn't really know what to call because it looked funny. I think it happened twice. She did like what looked like a Bayley to belly, but then Lacey got thrown kind of weird. And Corey Graves didn't know what the hell to call it. Like, you could tell he was confused of what... Was that a finisher or not? Yeah. It's kind of weird. But it's okay. I'm okay with that. She goes to top rope. Elbow drop, which is clearly they're pushing as Bayley's new actual finisher. Bayley to belly is probably going to be like her signature. Kind of like a Dolph Ziggler with the zigzag is the signature, but the super kick is now actually his finisher. I think that's what they're going for here. And in the middle of the match, Charlotte walked down. She did nothing. Didn't contribute to the match at all. Cool. I do want to see Bayley and Charlotte, so I'm okay with it. Hopefully this gets personal soon. Because Charlotte and Bayley, they have history. Like the Four Horsewomen. Let's do that. Let's play on this history. Please. Don't waste it. Don't waste when you actually have a storyline waiting for you. Please use it. Please. But then we had Big E versus Randy Orton, which I thought that was a good idea. That's a good idea. No Xavier, though, which was a little odd. I'm not sure why. Oh, okay. Last week, his leg. Okay, so they're selling his leg. I wish they would have said that more. The leg injury. If you don't remember, the Revival took out Xavier Woods' knee, leg area last week. Yeah, they really need to show that clip a bunch. They really should play that up, especially if they're having him miss weeks of SmackDown and Raws. Play it up. Play it up as much as you like. Injury angles are perfect when the person actually isn't going to be there. Yeah, just please, just tell us more about it. But Big E was in his piss mode. He didn't dance as much. One thing that was kind of stupid is he's pissed at Randy Orton because Randy Orton is threatening Kofi Kingston's son and family, and also he was a part of the reason why Xavier's leg got taken out. So Big E's pissed, but then in the ring, he gets him in his classic abdominal stretch position, licks his hand, and spanks Orton's ass. Which normally that's all in fun, but they probably could just skip that spot for this occasion since they're kind of ratcheting up the intensity. Yeah, and don't make Orton look foolish. I keep saying that. Orton should look like a vicious snake right now. He should look like a viper. He should look nasty. It should look like Kofi's screwed. Instead, it's looking like Orton's not that bad. He's not that bad. It looks like Orton needs the Revival. They don't need to do that. They really shouldn't do that. But it was a good match. I love Big E's single. Big E as a singles competitor is fun to watch. I mean, he is. He didn't even do his spear through the rope thing, which is one of his classic moves. Didn't need to. It was still a good match. Him and Orton were pretty good. Big E controlled most of the match, which I'm okay with because Big E's a big-ass dude, so it doesn't make Orton look bad for Big E to control the match. It makes Orton look bad when he's getting spanked by a man licking his hand. That looked kind of stupid. But Big E controlling, that's fine. Revival came out towards the end of the match. RKO, not out of nowhere, but, distracted. Big E turns around, eats an RKO. 1, 2, 3, good. I'm glad they've protected the RKO the last couple of years. Then the Revival hop in the ring, help Orton beat him up, beat Big E's ass, and they do that assisted RKO, I think they're calling it, or the super RKO. It's like a 3D, but with Randy Orton. So an RKO. I like it. I like those three as a pair. I like the whole dynamic they're going here. I'm actually getting excited for Orton versus Kofi. And we got 2 weeks left, so I hope it, one, gets more personal. Orton, get more personal, homie. I know you can do it. And two, I hope they just don't make Orton look any weaker. This should be in the bottom. He should only look stronger from here on. Orton needs to look like an absolute monster. That's all. That's all I'm saying. If they can do that, I'm good. I don't even care who wins the title. I'll tell you that right now. I know there's a lot of Kofi fans. Kofi's cool. But he's cooled off also. I wouldn't mind Orton getting it back. But I wouldn't mind Kofi retaining. It just depends. Please give us an actual finish at the pay-per-view. We can't have a duplicate of SummerSlam. That was trash. It was trash. Alright, then Elias cuts a promo about his King of the Ring. Blah, blah, blah. He sits in the throne, wears the crown. He's Mr. 24/7. And I did like this little camera angle here. As he's sitting on the throne chilling, and he's wearing the crown, talking junk, Kevin Owens' head pops up from behind it, behind the throne. Looked great. Great visual. Good job, Kevin Dunn, on that one. Really liked it. Starts beating his ass. And then they make it to the ring. Owens stuns him. But it was odd. He stunned him. But he didn't pin him. I get it. He's just trying to prove a point. Cool. But Elias is the 24/7 champion. Do you not want the title or care about it, Kevin? You stunned him. Just pin him. Nope. He didn't care, I guess. No one mentioned it. Commentators did not mention it. I thought it was kind of stupid because I hate when they make titles look rubbish, and they kind of made that look kind of rubbish. But who cares? Kevin Owens looked good. He left. That was good enough for me. I love Kevin Owens. Do your thing, big man. And as soon as he left the ring, here comes Drake Maverick, or R-Truth. He tries to pin him, gets a 2 count. Drake Maverick pulls him out. Drake Maverick then pins Elias. He gets the 3 count. He wins. It was okay, but I think it's time to move on from Drake Maverick and R-Truth in the 24/7. Like, we have a whole roster, man. Where's Eric Young? Where is EC3? Where's Apollo Crews? Where's No Way Jose? I'm not saying these guys deserve to be in the 24/7 title picture. Like, I'd prefer Eric Young to be with Sanity, but Sanity's dead. That's over. And I'd prefer EC3 to be going for the U.S. title. He's not. So, yeah, it'd be nice to see some of these guys in a rotation going for the 24/7 title instead of just Drake and R-Truth every week. I think we've kind of beaten that down to where we're kind of done. Can we get Drake Maverick just to wrap it up, the consummating the marriage with his wife angle? Can we just say he did? Can they actually have done it so he wins and then just move on, please? Like, come on. It's been a while. Next we had another King of the Ring match. Chad Gable versus Shelton Benjamin, former tag team partners. I think they were called American Beta, something like that. It was an okay tag team. It should have lasted longer, but it's not the point. Chad Gable has been doing a short gimmick lately, which, again, it's not smart to do. Those don't get over, Vince. It's like, Vince, please. Those don't work anymore. They don't work anymore. The short angle does not work. Daniel Bryan worked, but it wasn't a necessarily short angle. He was too small, and he was a B+ player angle. They didn't just kept making short jokes at his expense all the time. But yeah, man, I don't like it. And I've heard WWE has trademarked Shorty G as like a name, and it looks like they're going to give that to Chad Gable, a Shorty G gimmick. Please, God, don't tell me he's going to rap. Please. Please don't. Don't try to turn him into Enzo. That would be a disaster. Oh, man. And he's such a good wrestler. Why do you need to do a short angle? Just let him be the underdog. Fine, who's a great wrestler. Just let it be that. Damn it. Shelton Benjamin's not even that tall to be saying, oh, it's not like it's Big Show or Big Cass or Kane versus Chad Gable. It's like you're a couple inches taller. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. The match was decent. It wasn't as long as I probably would have liked, especially being technically in terms of wrestling, the main event. It was the last match. It was alright. It was okay. These guys have chemistry. If they got actual time, it'd be good. And Chad Gable wins by roll-up. Good. I'm glad he won. I kind of knew he was going to win, but thank fucking God he did. I would like to see him... The SmackDown side of the tournament is actually really weak. When you look at it, it's not good. Compared to Raw, it's not good at all. And Raw even eliminated Drew McIntyre in the first round. It's like the Raw side was stacked. SmackDown's is pretty weak. It's pretty weak. I guess maybe Chad Gable's going to the finals. It's kind of hard. It's not good over there. It's not good. The SmackDown side's not good. Maybe Andrade, but I don't think anyone on the SmackDown side's winning. It's starting to look like Ricochet, or Corbin. Oh God, Ricochet would be good. Corbin would be a disaster. It's going to be one of those two. Oh man, you basically flip a coin on those two right now on which it's going to be. But after that, it was what we talked about at the beginning of the video. Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan. Did they split up? I don't know. I honestly do not know right now. I hope not. Because if they split up, Eric Rowan is a dead man. He has nothing to do without Daniel Bryan. And without Rowan, Daniel Bryan comes off as a weaker heel. He just does. Because of his size. They told us for years he's a B-plus tiny man. As a heel, as a babyface makes you a plucky underdog. As a heel, it makes you look weak. But with Eric Rowan behind him, he looks very strong. You can't take Eric Rowan away and then do Roman versus Daniel Bryan. It won't look good. Optically, it just won't look good. But hey, hopefully there's more to this story, which there's got to be. But hopefully Rowan and Daniel are like kind of playing everybody, or they think they're playing everybody. And Daniel Bryan's to blame. He did it. Eric Rowan and Daniel Bryan stay together, and we just move on with this feud, and hopefully it gets down to actually, like, turn the page. I'm kind of done with the whodunit scenarios. It's kind of time to let us know who did it once and for all, and start building that feud. Because if it's Daniel Bryan, cool. If it's going to be someone else that we don't know of yet, then we need to get cooking immediately on that to get some heat on those people. Just saying. But everybody, this was an okay episode of SmackDown. It was better than Raw this week. It was better than Raw, but it still wasn't a good episode necessarily. This was not a great week for WWE. Hopefully NXT today can bring us back. Get us back on that roll. Because, damn it, we were on a good roll. Last month, all WWE programming was basically damn good. It's now been one bad SmackDown, one okay SmackDown, and one bad Raw. The last three things. Hopefully they can pick it up. Let me know down below what you guys thought of this episode. Tell your friends, because wrestling fans know wrestling fans. That's the only way to spread the channel. And I'm going to have guest hosts very soon. And also, AEW this Saturday. I am going to cover that for people who are curious. I'm definitely going to cover that. I'm excited. And if you guys do not know, which you should. I think you know by now. But in case you don't, Dean Ambrose, now known as Jon Moxley, will not be at AEW's All Out pay-per-view. He will not be there, sadly. He was actually, I think, going to be in the main event versus Kenny Omega. That is not going to happen. He is injured. But damn, do they have a good replacement. Pac. Or Pac. Formerly known as Neville. Adrian Neville. For the people who only watch WWE and NXT. He is Pac. He is facing Kenny Omega. I'm not sure how they're going to tell that story of why or how that's happening, but I do not care. That match is going to be outstanding. So yes, I'm very excited for that pay-per-view. Everyone, again, subscribe, like if you're not already. Let people know if you can, because wrestling fans know wrestling fans. Thank you guys very much. More content coming soon. I'm gonna up the quality. I'm still getting used to the format of how I'm doing wrestling, so bear with me. It's going to get better. I still haven't made up my mind on exactly how I'm doing things. That's all. Thank you again. And if you are still here, you are a real one.